Mua. I love saying that name. It's just, it's cool and it's strange. I don't know where this comes from. I'm sure it's some kind of dialect, but I love the name. Welcome back, everybody, to Brigandine, the Legend of Runersia. These are the characters of the Republic of Gomol. And as usual,
stay triggered. Pew pew pew.
Okay, so saw the intro, you heard all that other stuff. Let's go on. Let's get into it. So Mua is gender male, age 65, class bishop. I have Miss Bishop right now. That's what I did. Okay, just recognize that. He is a warlock of the Republic of Gomol and known as one of the most powerful mages on the continent. Younger knights look up to him as a role model. However, he has a hard time instilling that same respect in his willful granddaughter, Sugar, due to Eliza losing her mother when she was just a child and her father always being busy with his presidential duties. It fell to Mua to educate both Sugar and Eliza, imparting his knowledge about magic to them as well. Okay, so he's a mage. Yes, I made him a bishop. So it's like, why did you do it? I don't know. I just, I do things. No, I had to do it because I like to cross class. So, but we'll cover kind of his magey kind of abilities here. So, how about this? So you get a little better perspective here. How about we change him back to a wizard, and he goes through a Sailor Moon transition, and we're now here we are. Cool. All right, so the mage Mua. All right, so these are his stats here, but you're going to see him as a wizard. He's level 30 wizard. It's typically the reason I go like bishop or something at the end is because defense is higher. Defense is 110. Now defense is 90, so we lose a lot of defense with that. But you know, we do have a pretty healthy MP pool. It's good. 479. I think honestly, I wish it was better. I wish it was bigger. But you know, we got 479 MP, so that's pretty good. HP 508. That's actually not bad. I like it. I'll run with it. Now, command range of 4 EC is not the greatest, but it is command range of 4. It's not 3, it's 4, so there is tiny boon here. The other ones are just kind of average. The one awesome thing about this guy, right here, intelligence, 116. Rounding up, it's like 120. I know I'm saying rounding up. It's not really a thing, but it's yeah. That's awesome. That is awesome. Plus agility of 81, not bad. So, not a project knight, kind of on the established team, but also not the greatest stats. So somewhere between an establishment and a project knight, but it's sort of a mixture, sort of a mixed bag there. But he's a good character. I do rely on him. He does come through very well in a battle. He has a mage staff. He has light robe, hat, ring, all that sort of stuff. And I like using this guy. He's pretty good. You can get the job done with this guy. So if you're worried about him, I wouldn't worry about him. Now, yeah, 500 HP is good, but still you need something in front of him to protect him. So use that 277 rune power and put some good monsters there to protect his, protect his behind, so he doesn't die. But he'll be able to blast people. So you get a skill called Solid, which does Petrify. It shows as red orbs, but it's just turning them into a solid statue. So it's just petrification right there. 85 to do it. Exablast, which in the past I used to call it Extra Blast because I just thought it was supposed to be called that, and they just forgot to add the letter to it. But it's Exablast here, and it's 200 power, still very powerful. 152 to do, 2 space radius. It'll just explode the enemy. Basically, it's like throwing a TNT in their face. That's essentially what the spell looks like. We got a curse spell here. That's 108. That you can do. So you can do this or this. These are both 2 space radiuses. It really just depends on like what is their orb weak to? Are they white? Do a curse. Are they green? Do Exablast. Any other thing you just think it's going to work well. Exablast might work a little bit better because it is 40 higher points as far as power is concerned. You get a weakness spell here, which lowers the attack and defense of the enemy, which is very, very useful. 60 MP to use. Magic down, reduces magic power resistance of an enemy unit. So this is a cool thing. You could do magic down on an enemy, use a spell on an enemy, and then the next turn do Exoblast and do even more damage. So you could do it like that if you want to. Okay, you also get a Genoflame, much like the women get Genofrost, men get Genoflame. 3 space radius, 186 MP to use. Pretty powerful. Although with this game, like I said before, the power has been nerfed to some degree with some of these spells, so they are a little bit lower. Some are about the same power cost ratio they used to be, but some are lower. Like Curse used to be 170, now it's 160. I think Exoblast is still 200, or it might have been 210, but I don't know. I think maybe 200 was always just what it was. I'll have to look at that again. But you get a Genoflame, get a Venom spell, which is just 3 space radius. You know, you can potentially poison him, 20% chance of poison, and a Flame spell. So this is your single focus target attack here, 120 power, 68 MP to use, pretty good, and a power spell. So you can crank up any monster to make them more powerful. It's a pretty cheap move to do. You know, if you want to like just do really cheap stuff and save a lot of MP, you can do weakness, magic down. You can do power on your guys and just let everybody else like do a bunch of stuff and just damage the whole battlefield. So power does come in handy. Let's say you've got a long breath attack you got from a Balmot or dragon or some such thing. This is a useful thing to throw power on that monster and then immediately blow fire on the enemy or water or whatever they're shooting out of their mouth. So that's a good skill to remember. It's not as powerful as it was in Legend of Orsina, mind you, but it's still going to be powerful. It's going to be more powerful than you're used to seeing, and it could basically change the tide of the battlefield. So think about this. If you got a leader that's just a little bit out of reach, but you got a breath attack on him and you're not sure you're going to get him, you can't get him any other way, throw the power spell on the monster, breath attack them, kill them off. Move on with your day. All right. You also have Excel, which is interesting because it increases mobility of enemy units, so it helps you move a little bit further. This is another useful thing. Even happened in a multiplayer that I hosted before. Someone used an Excel spell, and they were able to move out even further around the battlefield and kill off the enemy, and the other person was none the wiser that they were even going to do this. So this has a 4 space radius for this, much like power, and all it does is it gives that monster or that unit the ability to move a little bit further. So it lasts 3 turns. So, you know, think about that trade out. Now the heal spell, the cure spell, this is just from the bishop class if you're going to go into that. Like I said before, good idea to maybe go through a priest class just to gain the ability to heal or cure, because if you ever need it, well, then you have it. So consider cross-classing in this game with mages, specifically with mages. I always recommend that because it really comes down to your intelligence, and with Mua having intelligence of 116, you can't go wrong. You know, you just can't go wrong. So I would highly consider cross-classing, especially with Mua. Now, is he the best? He's kind of up there. Yeah, he is kind of up there. But, you know, you get people like Sugar and other characters like Sugar and all that, you know, might surpass Mua at some point. But right off the bat, put him on a team that you know you're going to go out and be very mobile with, maybe an assault crew. Mua will be able to get you where you need to go. Okay? All right, that's all I got for Mua. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, leave a thumb, you know, something like that. And I'll see you in the next Brigandine guide video. I want to thank everybody for coming by and supporting all these as much as I've been doing them. I know they're just character guide videos, but I do enjoy making them, and I do want to branch out and do some other stuff. There are some other games coming out that by the time you're seeing this has probably already come out, and I do want to get onto some new games too. And I will, you know, get to that. But as far as Brigandine is concerned, I'm going to cover these guide videos make a couple strategy videos, and then I might go back into the Grand Edition stuff and poke around there a little bit. So if you're interested in that, let me know, all right? Because I've been covering Brigandine for quite a long time, and, you know, some ideas would be great. I think some of you did give me some ideas, but if you want to leave me some permanent ideas that I do remember, go into my Discord and leave it in the chat there, okay? All right, I'll see you in the next guide video. Take care, guys.